Hello everybody, this is Dr. Nivashini, first year PG from the Department of Conservative Dentistry and Endodontics, Sri Balaji Dental College and Hospitals, Chennai. We'll be dealing with tarnish and corrosion today. Tarnish, it's a surface discoloration on a metal or a slight loss or alteration of the surface, finish or luster. In oral environment, tarnish often occurs from the formation of deposits on the surface of a restoration. It also arises from the formation of thin layers such as oxides, sulfides, and chlorides. Corrosion, it's a electrochemical process and is dependent on the ability to conduct electrical current either by means of free electrons in the metals or via ions in solution. It's a process whereby deterioration of the metal is caused by reaction with its environment. Basic corrosion process. It consists of at least one oxidation and one reduction reaction. Most commonly found corrosive metal is iron. There are two types of electrode reactions occurring on the metal surface when exposed to moisture. First is anodic reaction, oxidation reaction where the metal ion loses its electrons. Cathodic reaction, the electrons are taken up by the oxygen in atmosphere and the hydrogen ions derived by dissolution of atmospheric carbon dioxide in water. Classification, chemical or dry corrosion, electrochemical or electrolytic or wet corrosion. It is classified into galvanic corrosion, stress corrosion, concentration cell corrosion or crevice corrosion. Again, galvanic corrosion is subclassified into dissimilar metals and heterogeneous surface compositions. Concentration cell corrosion is again subclassified into electrolyte concentration cell corrosion and oxygen concentration cell corrosion. Chemical or dry corrosion, it is a direct combination of metallic and non-metallic elements to yield a chemical compound through oxidation reactions. Electrochemical or electrolytic or wet corrosion, it is also known as galvanic cell corrosion, requires the presence of water and some other fluid electrolyte and a path for the transportation of electrons. The process of electrochemical corrosion, it's anode, cathode and electrolyte. Anode denotes electrons from positive ions on their surface. Our oxidation reaction leads to production of free electrons. It corrodes due to loss of electrons. Cathodes, electrons from the anodes are taken up by the cathode or cathodic sites. Reduction reaction, metal ions are deposited from a saturated solution. Electrolyte, it is a medium that transfers electrons from anode to cathode, forming an external circuit which serves as a conduction path. Factors responsible for the progress of electrochemical corrosion. First is cathodic reaction. The production of electrons by the oxidation reaction at the anode must be exactly balanced by the consumption of electrons at the cathode. It's the primary driving force for electrochemical corrosion. It determines the rate of corrosion process. Metal ion content. Increased metal ion content leads to prevents further corrosion. Ions released in the oral cavity or released are easily removed by food, saliva and brushing. Hence, restorations continue to corrode. Electrolyte or saliva. Saliva plus salt gives weak electrolyte. Factors affecting corrosive process or concentration of components in saliva, pH, surface tension and buffering capacity. Electromotive series. The tendency of the metal to undergo electrochemical corrosion is called electromotive series. Metals with lower potential has greater tendency to give away electrons and undergo oxidation. Example, zinc. While the metals with higher electrode potential takes up the electrons released from the metals with lower electrode potential, example, gold. This is a series, this is a tabular column which gives you electromotive series of all the metals. Then comes galvanic corrosion, which is a subclassification of electrolyte or wet corrosion. Dissimilar metals, two or more dissimilar metals are in direct physical contact. Saliva acts as an electrolyte. Hard or soft tissues form the external circuit. External circuit exists when they are not in contact due to difference in the electric potential. When they come in contact during mastication, a sudden short circuit occurs, which is called as galvanic shock. This is a diagram that illustrates the previously defined galvanic corrosion. Then comes heterogeneous surface composition. Heterogeneous composition of a single surface of a dental alloy restoration. A metal surface has both anodic and cathodic reagents on the same surface. Both anodic and cathodic reactions occur randomly distributed site on the metal surface. Example, eutectic alloy and peritectic alloy. The factors are corrosion resistance of single phase is much better than the multi-phase alloys. Homogenization helps to improve corrosion resistance of the alloy. Shoulder joints between the dental alloys and impurities in the alloys will also affect corrosion resistance. Stress corrosion, surface irregularities such as notches or pits acts as a site of stress concentration. It is a complex form of corrosion that occurs when brittle cracks develop in these irregularities due to combined effects of tensile stresses and corrosion. Failure of rubber dam clamps, fractures of RPD frameworks, excessive burnishing which will lead to localized permanent deformation. Concentration cell corrosion or crevice corrosion. It occurs whenever there are variations in the electrolytes or in the composition of a given electrolyte within the system. Electrolyte cell concentration cell corrosion. Accumulation of food debris in the interproximal areas. The debris when produce an electrolyte which is different from the electrolyte from normal saliva at the occlusal surface. Oxygen concentration cell corrosion. Oxygen concentration differs in different areas of the same restoration. Lower concentrations of oxygen leads to greater corrosion. Protection against corrosion. There's passivization. Thin adherent, highly protective film will be formed when they react with environment. Electroplating, gold coating, formation of titanium oxide films. Increase noble metal content. Higher the electromotive potential, reduction in the corrosion process. Polishing restorations, no irregularities, so no concentration cell corrosion. Avoiding dissimilar metal restorations prevents galvanic corrosion. Non-conductive film or paint can be applied over the more noble metals. Less surface area for more active metal. Reduction in the process of corrosion. Comes patient's review. Evaluation of the restoration margins by Malus index. Evaluation of accumulation of tarnish and deterioration of restoration due to corrosion. Thank you.